pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Welcome. This is the Lakeland School Corporation meeting for the project hearing. Next, we'll have a statement of purpose of the hearing from Dr. Blaze.
Okay. So it is important that I'm reading the wrong one. Hang on, get to the right thing. Pursuant to Indiana Code 2026-737, before a school corporation may spend more than $1 million to build, repair, or alter a school building that will be financed by a lease or bonds, it must hold a public hearing at which explanations of the potential value of the project to the school corporation and community are given. These public hearings and the consideration of resolutions represent the beginning of the legal process. The resolutions presented at this meeting establish the financial terms for the proposed projects.
Okay, and then the educational needs.
Yeah, so it is important that our students have modern, efficient, and safe learning environments. Our youngest school building in our district is over 40 years old, and all of them have needs. We have worked at Lakeland Junior Senior High and Lakeland Primary over the last 4 years addressing these needs, and it's time for Lakeland Intermediate to get the same kind of attention. To determine the scope of the projects, we have had 2 facility studies done, one by Barton Covillama and one by Alvadas. They identified items as high, medium, and low priority. We are also working with KRM Architecture and Design Collaborative on a master planning process, and in this process, their experts have utilized the studies done by the other 2 companies. They've walked through our buildings, they've climbed on our roofs, they've interviewed our staff, and they have held a community input meeting to help us determine our priorities. So just like a home, HVAC, siding, and roofs need replacement on a regular basis, and Lakeland has historically used bond issuances for these needs.
Okay, did you cover the overview of the project to meet the educational needs and cost and timing?
No, that's
Okay.
the next part. So the next part is how those proposed projects will meet our needs. The primary focus of this bond issuance will be Lakeland Intermediate School. Some of the projects that we are looking at are re-roofing, siding repair and replacement, HVAC, a secure entrance to the building, classroom refreshes as needed, gym painting, and a ceiling upgrade in the gym. Some other possible projects within the district and other buildings would be the chiller at the primary building. That one's really a must-do. Playground at the primary, playground at Wilkett Mills, as those were removed from projects that we have already started due to the cost of those projects. And then the 700 hallway in the junior senior high still needs a refresh. So those are other options that would be a part of this.
Okay, thank you. Financial impact of the project is
We have Luke from
We have Luke.
school here to talk to us. Let me bring his presentation up for you.
Bless you.
Get back to the beginning here. I think that's the first slide,
Yeah,
isn't it?
perfect. Good evening, Luke Brugman with Stifel. We serve as bond underwriter for the school corporation. Our role tonight is really just to walk through the potential financing for these projects, both the lease project and the taxable general obligation bond, to show how this would layer into your current debt payments and also the potential impact that it would have on a potential taxpayer. So the first thing we always start with is the school corporation's current outstanding debt obligations. You'll see you have 6 obligations outstanding. In 2026, your payments are right here. They start to drop off beginning in 2027, which helps mitigate the impact of these potential projects. If you flip to the next slide, this is the school corporation's current debt service levy. It really mirrors what that prior page is. It ultimately just factors in payments, cash balance that the school corporation has in the debt service fund, and some miscellaneous revenue that is receipted into that fund. This is really our starting point for layering in any new bond issues, because ultimately this is what your ask is on an annual basis to your taxpayers. So the first one here is in blue is the potential $6,865,000 2026 lease bonds in blue. If you flip to the next slide, this is the $3,150,000 taxable general obligation bonds. So you'll see that there is an increase from 2026 to 2027 within your ask. And then maintain that level from 28 to 29. And as those taxable general obligation bonds retire, that allows you to have some future capacity. As Dr. Blaze mentioned, you're going through the master plan. So this does provide you with capacity going forward if you decide to issue or need to issue to fund additional capital projects. By no means are you set in stone with this structure. This is really just kind of one way to do it, hopefully a worst case scenario with what we're presenting. We're assuming an interest rate of 5% on the 26 bonds, lease bonds, and a 7% on the taxable GO bonds. If it comes in less than that, and really that's where current market's about 1% lower than that, this will look slightly better. So the maximum legal parameters, and these are all set forth in the resolutions tonight. The par amount of the bonds for the lease bonds is $6,865,000. Professional fees of $205,000, leaving hard and soft project costs for $6,660,000. Anything less than that professional fees is just going to flow into more dollars for hard and soft project costs. Estimated interest rates, again, 2 to 6%. Right now, you're at about 4% on a tax-exempt bond. The estimated final maturity is January 15, 2046, so a 20-year bond issue. The maximum tax rate impact is just under 15 cents. However, that does not factor in any debt falling off like I showed on the previous slides. When you do that, the net increase is just under 6 cents for this bond issue. And for the taxable general obligation bonds, $3,150,000 for a total borrowing, $150,000 for professional fees, leaving $3 million for hard and soft costs. Again, you'll see the estimated interest rates and final maturity there. Ultimately, the net impact for that is just under 3 cents. So total, it's about an 8-cent increase net once you factor in some of that debt falling off. So that's all I have. I'm happy to answer any questions from the board or administration, or if you want me to go through anything again, I'm happy to do so.
Makes pretty good sense. Anybody have any questions? Okay. The hearing is now open to the public for comment. Go ahead, Tony. What do you got?
Sorry, baseball practice.
We're waiting.
Okay. That's okay. If I'm hearing none, the board will consider lease project resolution exhibit A. Now these, that's item 7, exhibit A. Is there like, I don't see exhibit A in these papers. Do I just?
That's all the tab ones, all the stuff that's
All the
tabbed,
stuff with the red tabs.
all
or
the
the
red
actual
tabs,
up
those
there.
are all the exhibits.
Okay. So I'll follow these and then go to these.
If you just read on the script, like the summary right there for each
Okay.
one, you can vote on each
All
one
right.
individually.
Okay. The next item on the agenda is the board to hold a project hearing. Okay, I guess that part's already been done, right?
Yeah, you're on the top of the board resolution. You're on. It's right in there.
Right there.
Okay. Very good. The project resolution is required when a school corporation is planning to spend more than $1 million on a given facility or type of work. It contains the estimated hard and soft construction costs and the cost issuance and establishes the total project cost. It also contains the estimated tax impact. I'm reading the school council part because we have no school council here. Could I have a motion and a second to adopt the lease project resolution?
So we're voting on them?
Could I have a motion and a second to adopt the lease project resolution?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
I have a question.
Sure.
We were supposed to vote on these tonight?
Yes.
I thought that was
These are resolutions.
Right.
resolutions. Gotcha.
Move forward,
Gotcha.
and then we will
Okay.
have another hearing in
To
July.
approve. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Thank you.
Very good. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor? The motion does carry.
Not scratching, not voting.
Okay. Could you please summarize the resolution determine needs for project? That's what,
Yes, so you would just say resolution determining need for the project under Indiana code.
okay. Resolution determining need for project, under Indiana code, the board must make a determination by resolution that a need exists for the school corporation to lease a school building before it can enter into a lease agreement with its building corporation. The resolution determine need for project establishes that the board has investigated the need for the school building and the project at that the board has determined that a need exists for the school corporation to lease the school building. Okay, could I have a motion and a second to adopt the resolution determining need for project?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Motion carries. Okay, now resolution reapproving the building corporation. Indiana federal tax law for the building corporation, a non-for-profit Indiana corporation, to issue tax exempt bonds. The bond must reapprove the building corporation and authorize the building corporation to issue tax exempt bonds on behalf of the school corporation. In the resolution, reapproving building corporation, the board reapproves the incorporation of the building corporations and authorizes the building corporation to issue tax exempt bonds on behalf of the school corporation.
Legal mumbo jumbo, basically saying that you authorize the building corporation, which you have 3 members on that you have appointed, that you recognize their appointment and you are authorizing them to
Reapproving.
do that. Yes.
Could I have a motion and a second to adopt the resolution reapproving building corporation?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor? Motion carries. Resolution approving the form of lease agreement. The next resolution is a resolution approving the form of lease agreement. This resolution provides a preliminary term of the lease agreement. This board will come back in July to conduct a hearing on the execution of the lease agreement. Could I have a motion and second to adopt the resolution approving the form of lease agreement?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Shelley, second by Rob. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Motion does carry. Okay, now could I have this will be the reimbursement resolution. The next resolution is a reimbursement resolution relating to the financing of the construction projects and the reservation of the rights for federal tax purposes. This resolution permits the school corporation to reimburse itself from bond proceeds for any expenditures for the projects prior to the closing of the bonds. It is required by federal tax law in order to preserve the school corporation's ability to reimburse itself. Could I have a motion and a second to adopt the reimbursements resolution?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor? Motion does carry. Is that?
Nope, there's more. Taxable geo,
Okay, I did that one.
top of the very back page.
Okay, it's not on this. That's not on that one, so,
There you go.
okay. Taxable general obligation bond of 2026 preliminary bond resolution. The preliminary bond resolution is the first step in issuing general obligation bonds. It contains the maximum financial terms of the bonds, including, among other things, the maximum borrowing amount, the maximum interest rate, and the maximum term. We will consider a final bond resolutions after we hold our public hearing in July.
That should be July, not October, right? October was the last one. Okay.
Good catch. Thank you. Could I have a motion and a second to adopt the taxable general obligation bond of 2026 preliminary bond resolution?
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Motion does carry. Okay, this is the taxable general obligation bond of 2026 project resolution. Correct?
Mhm.
Okay. There's no legal terms for this?
Again, it should be that last paragraph. Again, the project resolution. It's just telling you that you have to do it now.
Again, the project resolution is required when a school corporation is planning to spend more than $1 million on a given facility or type of work. It contains the established hard and soft construction costs and the cost of the issuance and establishments, the total project cost. It also contains the estimated tax impact. Could I have a motion and a second to adopt the taxable general obligation bond of 2026 project resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Motion carries. Okay. I believe we've completed everything. Now we have to do signatures. Do we need to sign that now?
The hearing has it.
Okay. Let me get back to that. Here we go. Could I entertain a motion to adjourn this project hearing agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor? Motion carries. Okay. Do you want to stick around for these signatures or?
You don't need paperwork.
I don't need to.
Okay.
We'll get it to Eric.
Send it to
Yeah.
Eric, yeah. He's to blame for your resolution, not me.
I get it.
All the legal
Yeah.
stuff.
Thank you for being here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We can get these signed at the end then. Is
That's
that
fine.
okay?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't show my pictures, I don't think, but these are some of the photos from the facility studies that we had done in case people were wondering the kind of things that we're trying to fix, so. All right.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Clean up this a second. I do apologize. There's a lot going on here. Okay. Regular scheduled meeting here. Call this meeting to order. Considerations of agenda additions or deletions, we have none today. Invitations to members of the audience to speak to items on this agenda. Communications, we have none. And reports.
All right, so here we go with Lakeland by the numbers. This is, I forgot to change that stinking date again. Obviously, I've forgotten to change it several meetings in a row now. Whoops. So we ended the year. I did this on Monday on our end of school date with $13.95 as our total, which was a difference of 2 from the month before, which is a difference from the end of the 24-25 school year of -38. So looking at these numbers, I did want to point out that I am going to predict a decline as of our August numbers of between 65 and 70 students based on the fact that we graduated so many students and the incoming kindergarten class right now is about the same size as the incoming kindergarten class from this past year. So just the graduation minus the small number of kindergartners is a difference of about 65 students. So
154 graduated, correct?
155.
100.
Well, they
Or was it
154 walked.
Yeah.
54 walked.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
150 is the number up there, but
Yeah, so, but the year 13 kids are probably part of
those are
that
the- part of
graduating
the
class,
walkers,
and
yeah.
we might have had a couple early also, so, yes,
Yes, because I know Emily was early. She was a junior.
yes.
So,
Is that -1 in
So I just wanted to say up front that we would be looking at a smaller number in August, and I haven't been too far off in my predictions each year. So I hope that I'm really wrong on this one, and we have an influx of students, and the number is much better.
we have a junior classes at 120, but as an average, most of the classes moving forward are 100 or just above.
Yeah.
I mean, kindergarten class is kind of small right
It's
there.
very small. I also was talking to another district, and their numbers for kindergarten are very small, like ours right now. Also, so.
Raised class at 105. No.
Okay.
And then the last part of my report was just I wanted to update you on the school board races that are coming up. We currently have 3 candidates that have submitted their information, so that would cover all 3 of the open seats, which, you know, is good news that we would have a full board. So they still have a few days, and
18th.
yeah, the 18th is the limit on applying for that. So there are still opportunities for people to apply to run for board if they so choose. And that is my report.
Change your mind, Carol.
So,
Okay. Thank you very much. We'll move on to the treasurer's report.
Okay. So, at the end of May, we've gone through 41% of the year. For the ed fund, we've collected, sorry, I think we bring my glasses. A little over 5.6 million or 44.66%. On the operations fund, we've collected year to date, over 538,000 or 7.9%. Expenditure wise, we spent, 5.573 million or, 44% of our revenue budget, and in the operations, we've spent just a little over 3 million or 44.6%. I do want to note, I received word today about our settlement for June. I'm expecting, let's see, they said money will transfer tomorrow, so Friday or Monday, about $3.5 million into our operations fund for June. So that'll put us back in a good spot there in the office fund, back in the black. For the end of June. So next month will look a lot better. And then I wanted to talk a little bit about our summer projects. We don't really have much for summer projects, but I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. Most of it's going to be bond work this summer. We are converting the alt room at the high school into the main office, though, because of the front entrance project. We're looking at spending around $60,000 for that project this summer. And some of that work, though, that's being done is, well, most of it is for also for future use for that space. We're looking at maybe converting that into like the CTE area for the high school. So any work we do now, we're doing so we don't have to spend the money again later. Is kind of was the thought process. So we just sit down and think about those expenditures because, you know, we hated to spend the money twice basically in that space.
and that is a space that had not been touched yet.
Yeah,
So
it also is,
it had
yeah.
not been refreshed like
Space
much
that
of the building has.
Needs some love for sure. So, yeah. Other than that, yeah, we're hopefully finish the hallway this summer, hallway project. And other than that, though, really, we don't have a lot of anything going on this summer. So,
Regular cleaning and maintenance.
just, yeah.
When you say hopefully finish the hallway project,
Yeah. Well, it's just been, you know, we're supposed to be done almost a year ago.
Yeah.
you're talking about Hall
No,
of
the Hall of
Fame.
Fame, sorry, the Hall of
Okay.
Fame project.
I just
yeah,
wanted to be
sorry.
clear what you meant.
Sorry, yeah, the Hall of Fame project.
Okay.
Hoping that wraps up this summer. We'll be done with that, but yes.
Okay.
So anyways, those are like basically it for this summer, that we don't have any other classroom related models. I think we're just doing some painting in the band room right now and things like that. So, and then, yeah.
We won't get money back in the education fund till the final head count then, or how does that work?
What do you mean?
Like in the fall? Well, we're in the red for the
You were in the red for the month of May in the ed fund. Overall, we're not in the red.
Okay,
Yeah, the total of revenue expenditures was red for the month of May.
just for me. Okay.
And that's mainly because we what pay out coaches and things like that, and that always kind of hits.
Okay.
We'll have to budget for this because I'll do.
Yeah, and then the summer you kind of
Contract
correct
payouts.
because with contract payouts.
Okay.
We don't have, we're not paying paras, we're not, there's a lot of staff we're not paying during the summer, so.
Is there any more questions? Okay. School board president's report. I wanted to congratulate Memphis. He finished 16th at state. Great accomplishment, and he had a great season. So very good to Memphis. And then congratulate the baseball team
Yeah.
in their first ever regional championship. And wish them luck at semi-state.
Good luck.
Other than that, I don't have anything else. So our first item on new business is the second reading of the athletic handbook. And I think you get the honors of that
I
today.
do. So I hope I can remember everything that Ryan explained to me today. But basically, this handbook is the same as it was when it came to you at the last meeting. One of the questions that you had was regarding the change in the attendance policy in the athletic handbook. And what he did was we pulled students with unexcused absences to see how many students would be impacted by that, because that was one of the questions that the board had. And there were 20 athletes. So this isn't a list I can just share publicly with everyone because there are names on it. But when you go through the list, the majority of these students are missing the first 3 periods of the day and then coming in time so that they can participate in their sports. We started a couple years ago emphasizing you must be in school for 4 periods in order to participate. And we've seen a lot of improvement in those last 4 hours of the day. This would only impact students that hit that 10 unexcused absences. It's not medical related absences. It's not a parent calls them in and verifies their absence, which they have 8 of those for the entire year. So it most likely will hit students at the end of the school year because that's when they've started racking up those. But we're hoping that we can really stem that tide by focusing on you need to be at school. So he did talk with all 3 of the administrators at the high school. They are all in favor of this change. Right now, our rule says that athletes may receive a penalty for 10 unexcused absences. This is just clarifying it and putting it in black and white so that we can be clear with all the athletes that this is what happens when you reach that. As I said, there were 20 athletes that would have been impacted by that. Talked about the 4-period rule. He said it would not affect students who miss class due to medical issues because those absences can be excused as long as the student gives their doctor's notes, plus the 8 verified that I talked about that if parents call them in. He is going to actively work with the high school principals to identify attendance issues for athletes before they reach this period. So his plan is to do weekly or biweekly attendance checks and catch them when they hit 5 unexcused absences so that he can sit down with the athlete and say, you were at 5 unexcused absences. Here's what happens if you hit 10, so that they have plenty of time to change that behavior before they have any issues with that. He also noted that we do have an attendance 1-pager that we send home to our parents, and that's where it also states that there can be repercussions as far as extracurricular activities go. So it all aligns with what the attendance law is. And that was one of the things that he wanted to point out, that when you look at those, what are they, A behaviors, or is that how it's done in there? I can't remember now. But when you look at the behaviors listed there, those are all behaviors based on law, whether it's cigarettes or drugs or now attendance, those are all law-based behaviors. So that was what he asked me to report to you.
So no changes
He did not
from
make
what
any
was
changes.
presented to us before. I will say that 20 athletes is a big number for a school our size.
Mhm.
And that would be a huge impact. Maybe they're taking advantage now of something not being enforced, but if we lost 20 athletes in a season, we would be in big trouble. Does anybody else have any comments? Before I guess I can take a motion to approve this second reading.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Now, is there any more discussion? Okay, hearing none. All in favor of the handbook? Second reading.
We did the.
All in favor? Opposed? One opposed. Motion does carry.
I was confused there for a second.
Okay. Now we have second reading of the elementary handbook.
Yeah, the first time, I guess there was a misshare of it, so I apologize on that. We had a really good year at the elementary ages. Cabrick and I and Blue and Robertson have been hanging out at summer school and just reminiscing, and I thought overall the elementary years went really well. We have big plans for next year too. So that's exciting. So the changes, you had them in the drive that was shared with you, some calendar stuff, some lunchroom things, rather than they were just counting like with a tip clicker. They will now use their ID, like the number, because the fingerprints were always messy too. So they were going to type in their 4-digit number. Moving to bringing snacks from the factory, just as keeping kids safe. The cell phone law was in there. That bell to bell, not a huge problem in our school because they traditionally leave it in their locker, but it is rewritten as the law. And then also the attendance was in there again, and we named like the home visit scenario when you reach 7 days of unexcused absences. It can be jarring to, it's all SRO, Officer Carlos. He has a spreadsheet that he follows. It's jarring, but also there's only 180 days in a school year. So if you've already missed 7 of the ones that are not doctors and medical, like that's a lot of days to miss. Oh, and you already get 8 to call in and just say you're not coming. So these are 7 above all that. 10 days is the threshold of the law now. So 10 days of any kind is kind of where our accountability score will come from. So that is part of my other thing on the agenda today, which is incentivizing attendance at school. But that was restated, and then just a few tweaks to the state testing and IRE clarification was the main changes, not an overarching change. And a lot of the work was Mr. Blue and Ms. Robertson in there, but I am the one presenting it.
Okay.
I would add too that the change to the lunch numbers, that was a finding in our audit of food service that we needed to change
do remember
that.
that.
We could not do the clickers and we cannot count the trays. So that's why we brought that back.
Entertain a motion to approve the elementary handbook.
So moved.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor? Motion does carry with none opposed. High ability handbook, first reading.
We are required to have a handbook that explains how we identify high ability students, what our programming is, how often our groups meet, and that is this handbook. So right now, this is the same high ability handbook that we have had for this past school year. She has some meetings scheduled, so there may be some addendums after they meet in the fall, but we wanted to make sure that we had that in place for the school year.
Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Wait on the second reading then.
Yeah, well, I wait for the second reading.
Oh, okay. Do I have a motion to waive the second reading of the handbook?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to waive the second reading of the handbook and approve it. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, I guess why would we approve this prior to them actually planning and?
Yeah, I wondered that
Like,
myself.
why wouldn't they meet prior to
So we're required to approve it each year, and we have to have it in place. for the
Yeah, I
beginning of
get
the
that,
school
but
year.
why wouldn't why are the meetings after we approve it though? If we're planning for the next year, shouldn't the meetings already be completed?
So they did have meetings last year, but apparently did not make any changes to the handbook. So I think her point is that it could have changes in it after they meet in the fall, and then we just have you reapprove it again. But it's part of our
Yeah.
title guidelines that
I
we
get
have to have all these things in place each year.
Is there any more questions or concerns about high ability handbook? Eric, you good?
I'm
I
good.
think my opinion is we ought to wait until it's done.
So you're saying it's done as far as they know, and when they meet again.
Right,
there
when
may
they
be
start meeting in the
addendums.
fall, they may
Yeah.
make addendums to it, but
We're not really approving it right now.
No, we are.
We
approving
are.
it.
approving.
Yeah,
You just
waiving
waive
it,
the
yeah.
reading.
you're approving it, but
Approving it
it's
as
a
a
living
document.
document. So
Right.
each time they meet, they could choose to make a change to what's in there. So for the 26-27 school year, this is what we want to start with. And then when they meet in the fall, they could amend that in some way.
Do we feel like, I mean, I'm sorry, I don't know if I ever remember any addendums coming across our desk.
We haven't had to do that. Yeah, we haven't had any addendums to it, so I don't know that it'll change much. We've made some major changes to it with the committee, so I think it's in a good spot.
Okay. We currently have a motion and a second to waive the second reading of the high ability handbook. Is there any more discussion? If hearing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries, one opposed. Thank you. All right, we're gonna move to the school bus emergency operation plan.
So we've been in transportation, we've been working on this for 3 years. These are different random, that I know they seem like random scenarios, but they are very real possibilities in our world. So we have came together. We've done lots of training. We've done lots of communicating, and this isn't a procedure. It's just a plan in place so that we have something in writing, so that when someone asks a question, we can go back and say, this is what the plan is. Obviously, nothing is ever gonna fit into the box in transportation because it never does. So I'm just asking for you to approve this. It is a living document. There will be changes to it as we see if something doesn't work. But I'm just asking for you to do this. State and federal law is really pushing for schools to have these in place, the same as they have safety plans for the school buildings. So that's all I really have on that.
Did you, forgive me if you said this, you have like a safety committee that looked at this? or-
So I did send it to the state director of transportation and have him double check everything. Our drivers, when we have our drivers meetings, we come together and talk about it as a whole group so that everybody is on the same page. We're not a large enough department where we really need to have 2 or 3 making decisions. They're all really pretty much on the same page.
So basically, you and the drivers came up and did a lot of this together.
Yeah, state and federal has sent out recommendations as to different scenarios, and we went a little bit farther because I know it's coming where we have to have it. But these are the plans that we've had in place. They're just now in writing. So it's just a basis. If a parent comes back and wants to know why a student's not being released from an accident scene, we can come back and say, because this is what our safety plan is, and we have to make sure that someone is verifying that you really are a parent and that you really can take that student. This morning we had something that popped up that was never on my bingo card for summer school. We had a student get on the bus and start to get physically ill. and then request the driver to take them to the emergency room. So
Wow.
driver did follow protocol. Was there, I got to them in 4.5 minutes. The ambulance got there in 17.5 minutes. But we did follow protocol. We did not have it out over the scanner for everybody to hear. We tried to keep it a little bit in-house as to not cause mass hysteria, and got that student taken care of and where he needed to be.
And he eventually came back to summer school. So.
I'm curious, how do you get everybody on the same page?
What do you mean, how do we get everybody on the same page? I can tell you how I got everybody on the same page. Just that one driver I bet you have a question about after the board meeting.
Okay.
So I'm just asking for you to approve our operations plan. Like I said, what it is if someone questions why we're doing something a certain way. When we did have our federal audit, and hopefully I will be bringing you good news in July about all of transportation stuff we've had going on. When we did have our federal audit, they did ask for our safety operations plan. And we did have, like, here you go. Here's what we've got. So I just want to keep us ahead of the game.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Entertain a motion to approve the school bus emergency operation plan.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor? Motion carries.
Very good.
Administrator contracts.
Before you, you have the contracts for the administrators for the next year. There's very few changes on there. We would like to keep the pay where it is at until we negotiate with teachers, so we have a better idea of increases for administrators. There is one change in there, and that was because one of the administrators earned their master's degree, and we needed to get her more in line for her position.
Entertain a motion to approve these administrator contracts.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor? Motion does carry. All right. Next is the superintendent's contract.
And following along with administrators, it's gonna remain status quo at this time. And then we can review it and retro anything back. We have actually 3 different dates for our administrators. We have a 7/1 contract date, an 8/1 contract, and 1 or 2 that are 9/1. So there is a different variance, but we have to have this in place so we can continue to pay administrators starting 7/1.
Yep. Entertain a motion to approve the superintendent's contract.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor? Motion does carry unanimously. Congratulations. The Nimble agreement.
We got a renewal for Frontline, who we are currently using right now, for $10,562 roughly. And I looked into a Nimble. The Department of Education will actually cover the cost for us, which is about the same price, but we pay $0. So this is just an agreement because our name is on it. But if you look at the agreement, it actually says
$0
owed by the Lakeland
Yep.
School Board. So
I like that it's 0, but what is it for?
application process. And that will start in August. That gives us a
Valid
little
question.
more. Yes.
Entertain a motion to approve this agreement.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
So, help me out here. Did we pay for it 2 years and we didn't use it?
Oh, no,
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 we
we're
use it.
using Frontline.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, no, we're using, we have to have an application system for compliance, but
Well,
they just-
the way this
the
is
renewal
worded
is
here,
high.
okay, that's fine.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying because it says we're currently paying for Frontline.
Yeah,
Which we switched 2 years ago.
I thought maybe we had paid for it and weren't using it.
No. What was the one we had before? I can't remember now what the name of
That
that
was a power school thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But now we're paying $0.
Applitrack. So we
Yeah.
switched from Applitrack because people said that was too complicated to Frontline. The cost was relatively the same. But now the state will pay for the Nimble and it will allow us to do online applications and things like that. And Nimble is also where we advertise with the state for any open teaching positions.
Well, you
so
know,
it all fits together.
Frontline is what we use on our dogs. And I thought,
That's
wait
true.
a minute.
It is a flea and tick.
Flea and
isn't
tick
it?
medicine. I knew that. I knew that.
Yes. So yes, this is a good savings for us, and still be able to do online applications.
Do I have a motion and a second? I do.
Yes.
Was that discussion? We had discussion. Is there any more discussion?
No more.
Okay, hearing none. All in favor? Motion does carry. We are at employment.
We are, and we have lots of things going on. Summer school, summer custodians. We need to hire extras on the team to get all the buildings ready for the school year. You'll have some stipends on there for high ability teachers and dual credits. What else is on there?
Basketball. Boys and girls.
Boys and girls basketball, yes, we have managed to hire both of those, and we have gotten our girls basketball teacher. Our coach will be teaching business for us at the junior senior high, so that's pretty exciting. We're welcoming back Diana Gray as a head custodian at the intermediate school, and I think that's about all my highlights.
All right, I entertain a motion to approve.
So
moved.
I love how
Sue made the motion. Second, Kara. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor? Motion carries. We're going to move to transfers, I believe. Yep, 9 is transfers. We have a few on there.
We do have a lot on there. So we have some people that are joining some licensing programs so that they can be special education teachers or guidance counselors. And then we have some that are going from substitute or paraprofessionals to substitutes and vice versa. So a lot of different little changes there. And Don Pro, we got to thank him. He's moving from business to math. He's going to teach geometry for us.
That's a big
So
change.
we've been looking for a geometry teacher for a while and suddenly discovered he had math on his license. And he says, yeah, I think I'd like to teach that. So he's going to.
How about that?
You just never know.
And entertain a motion to approve these transfers.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor? Motion carries. We have one retirement.
We have one retirement. Amy Thompson, I believe it was 17 years of service. Is that correct? I feel like that was the number, but I don't have it in front of me. So I think 17 years. And I also wouldn't rule out a comeback. So there you go.
All right. Entertain a motion to approve the retirement.
Well, if she's coming back, let's just not approve it.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor? Motion carries. Resignation. 11.
We have several resignations. We can't always be the destination for everyone, but we hope that we were a good stop in their journey. So we wish them all well.
Entertain a motion to approve these resignations.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, I see the cheerleading coach. Have we posted that? Like, where are we at? Yeah.
Posted. We've had actually 2 applications.
Perfect.
And where are we at with school counselor?
We are now full, yes.
Those are in there.
Today.
Perfect.
One
There
of
was
the,
transfer.
Sorry.
and
Yeah,
then
one of
the
the two
new
are in
one
there.
was hired today.
Good
Still
question.
looking for speech language pathologists.
Oh, those are hard to
Know any
find.
SLPs, send them our way.
that's a tough one.
I'll stay where I'm at.
I know one. We got a motion and a second. Is that correct? No.
No. So moved.
Got a motion
Second.
and a second. Any more discussion? Here,
So we did.
I thought we did.
We did,
And
yeah.
I'm looking
We did.
on spot.
Okay.
Well, we did it again.
So, is there any more discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. We're moving to the 12. That's the consent agenda.
The only item I would mention on the Consent agenda is the junior senior high principal discretionary fund transfer. These are when we have our extracurricular stipends that we may not use for whatever reason. Then we repurpose those. So he has asked to repurpose the unused stipends to pay for summer school staff. If you didn't know, summer school now through the state is only funded for second and third graders that need it due to not passing IREAD. So in order to offer summer school for our upper grades, we had to get creative.
Thank you, state.
Yep. And there had been, we took this off the agenda before it was published, but there was a letter from Mr. Brandon there, but that letter wasn't needed. He's also going to use ECA funds to buy equipment for student motivation. Was that for attendance?
Yeah, attendance mostly, but other stuff.
Yeah. So similar to the discretionary fund, but it was a little different and was covered in a letter that you approved last July.
Yeah. Entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second, Shelley. Is there any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Motion carries. Are you good, Melanie? It was Shelley.
Oh, and
Rob?
Nope.
No, motion Derek, second Shelley.
My apologies.
No worries. Happens.
I didn't say one word that time.
Public comments. Persons wishing to make the board aware of suggestions or ideas. Is there anyone here? Public comments. Okay. Board member comments.
Good luck baseball once again.
Look at semi-state.
Very exciting.
Thank you. Yes. All right. Calendar review.
The right date on there.
Good job.
I remembered to change that one.
Why don't you change the next one now?
July 8th, we're in here. Same time. All right. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor? Motion does carry. Thank
What I
you.
missed.
We got a lot. Don't go anywhere. We got papers to
I
sign.
gotta sign papers, but I'm gonna go to the restroom real quick.
Yes.
That water, I'm old.
Yeah,
There was
You have a lot to sign here, Rob, as a secretary.
I'll be back.
you are correct.
So now he's got a